So hi everyone and welcome back to our channel. So today we are going to be discussing a very sensitive topic, and I know that you already know that because of the title, and I'm sorry about the settings. It's because I didn't want to go to the dining area because it's much better lighting here. The natural lighting is way better in this in the living room. So anyway, it took me some time to finally do this type of video, because every time, even though this story happened back in 2016, every time I remember it or think about it, or every time my husband and I talk about it, I always end up crying and broken. So this topic is going to be a little bit sensitive, so if it happened that you see me crying or sad or something, I am apologizing. Today I will be telling you guys my story of having a miscarriage at 11 weeks 4 days in 2016. I know it's years ago, but this is probably, I am more comfortable like sharing this story like right now. Before I wasn't really like ready talking about it. So backstory first. With all our pregnancies were all planned out, although with Zoe it took exactly 1 year before we successfully conceived. But with the one we lost, it was planned out. With Adam, it was also planned out. So with my pregnancy with Zoe, I have a really hard time. My first 4 months of pregnancy with her, I have really bad nausea. I have excessive vomiting, which was normal according to my doctor that time. So with my second pregnancy, with my pregnancy with Zoe, I didn't have any problem at all. Back in 2016, when we were ready for another one, for the second child, and I was a week delayed, so I took a test and it came out positive. It was like 1 week delay or something, and then but I already have all the symptoms of pregnancy. I was vomiting a lot like I have with Zoe. I cannot take the smell of coffee. Just sensitive. I was almost always in bed, but I really had to get up because I have Zoe to take care of as well. So December, it was flu season here. So it was flu season that time here, and then there was a Christmas. Everyone was here visiting, so there was Christmas, and family members came here to celebrate with us, which is every year. It's like traditional here in our house that someone will come here to celebrate Christmas with us. So 26th of December 2016, Zoe catch the flu. I barely sleep because I have to take care of her because she's vomiting all over the place. I'm sorry, it's TMI, but that's how it was. And so 27 in the morning, I went to toilet and I see this brown, very light brown, like a really tiny. If I will still have the picture, I will be putting it on the screen, anywhere on the screen. So it was a tiny one, but I got worried because I've never had anything like that in my pregnancy. It wasn't like a blood, like red blood or pink blood. It's really tiny brownish type that was on the tissue. So I panicked. I asked my husband, honey, how do you see it? I show him the tissue. Do you see it as a blood or something? And then like the usual hobby of my husband, googled everything. I said that it's perfectly normal for pregnant women to experience something like spotting like that, because it's an old blood that your body is releasing, all that stuff. I already read that when I was pregnant with Zoe, but still, since I did not experience that with Zoe, I got really worried. So that was the only thing that happened that day. It stopped, like that was the one-time thing. But I asked my husband, can you please set a schedule next day? But since it's like everyone was out, we just go to the emergency room like the next day. On the 28th of December, we go to the emergency room, so they check me out and stuff like that. When we go to the emergency room the next day, 28th of December, I was nervous, and at the same time I'm so excited to see, but I'm still like I don't look happy or I don't look excited, because I was really still vomiting whole day and nausea. I'm like, I look really sick because of those symptoms of pregnancy. I keep taking lots of pregnancy tests along the way, and still very positive. Okay, so when we got to the hospital, I asked my husband, can you please ask for the copy of ultrasound, because we didn't have a chance to do that with Zoe before, because it's like so hectic with Zoe before, so we didn't think about getting it until later. So we were so excited, at the same time I was so worried. And then we go to the ultrasound, and then they use that thing to, you know, to do the ultrasound down there, not in the belly, because it's early pregnancy. So when they put it in an instant, I have that feeling that it's not there anymore. It's here now. As soon as the ultrasound is happening, I already know that the baby does not have any heartbeat anymore. So yeah, when we were there, I was looking at the monitor, and I was just literally looking at the monitor. I know that, I mean, like, the baby is right there, like the baby is there, I can see it from the monitor, but I was looking for that little bubble in that monitor that's doing the pumping, a little bubble, but it wasn't there. And then the audio, I don't hear any sound of heartbeat. So I already know that something is wrong with the baby, and the baby is gone, because they didn't have to tell me, because I just know. I don't know why I know. It's probably because I have experience with Zoe. So then the nurses told us, like, the baby is gone, there is no heartbeat, the baby stopped growing at 8 weeks. It basically stopped growing at 8 weeks, and I was 11 weeks and 4 days that time, and they apparently, it is called miscarriage, because even though I was supposed to be bleeding already, I didn't have any sign of miscarriage. I still feel pregnant, and that's because it's called miscarriage, where your body still thinks that you are growing a baby inside you, which is not supposed to, because it stopped growing. Yeah. That's why I didn't know that something was wrong. It's because I grow my breast again, like I was when I was pregnant with Zoe, and then I grow a belly. Everybody noticed that I've got a baby bump showing a little bit, and then I was that nausea. I have the vomiting all over the place during those times, up until that time, and then a week after the time that they told me, no, of the day that of the ultrasound, I was feeling sick also that time. So they actually didn't know how to tell me. I mean, like, they said that they are sorry that it supposed to happen like that, because if the baby grows and then like we lost the baby in the middle of the pregnancy, that it would be more like a devastation for us. Or they said that's why babies are maybe the reason why it happened, it's because there will be complication in pregnancy. They just said that they are sorry and that it's probably meant to happen. Or the miscarried baby are, those are the babies which are not like healthy or have some complication along the way. So maybe that's why it happened. It's because it's not healthy enough to grow. Yeah, so now I wasn't listening much anymore during that time, because I was already like crying. I was crying a lot at the bed already, on that bed, on the ultrasound bed. And then we go outside the door and the waiting area, and I was crying so much there with my husband, and I was asking my husband why it happened, and, you know, things like that. Oh my god, here again, I'm so sorry. Anyway, so I was crying there with my husband, and my husband was also sad. He was pale. He turned pale, like completely out of life. And I totally understand, because I was acting crazy right after that. In the car, on the way to the car to the parking lot. And then I wasn't bleeding or anything. So 28th of December, the 29th, they let me have it just in case I will have a natural bleeding, or if I will release it naturally, it would be nice. But they scheduled me on the 30th, and that's the worst. That's the worst part of this story, is that they scheduled the DC. It's that where they take the baby out of me, that they dilate and clean up and remove the fetus basically inside me. They schedule it right on my birthday, so I can't really do anything about it. They try to prevent it from more traumatic experience for me, but they schedule it right on my birthday, December 30th. I was celebrating my birthday in the hospital, completely knocked out, and basically taking the baby out of me. So that's the worst part of that miscarriage, because it happened to be happening. Everything happened right on my birthday. So I think that's why I cannot totally forget about it. Okay, I'll just get tissue. So yeah, so maybe that's why I can't totally forget about that it happened. It's because like every year, like I remember it, like, oh, one time on my birthday I didn't celebrate at home, I celebrated at a hospital because they have to take the baby out of me. So but yeah, when I was actually at the doctor at that time, while they are trying to process me that time, the doctor doesn't know what to do, because they see on the file it was my birthday, and then at the same time I have that surgical procedure, so that they don't know whether or not they have to greet me. But in the end, they also they try to be polite, saying it like, oh, happy birthday, I'm so sorry that this happened, on your birthday. And every year on my birthday I remember it like that, so maybe that's why. And I'm sorry, Adam is here. So yeah, so the 30th of December in the afternoon they released me from the hospital because I was okay to go. So that time but you know, like the whole time after that, it was just a roller coaster of emotion inside this house. I get sad, I cry, like just suddenly I cry in the middle of the night, or when we were watching movie here, I sometimes like just cry, and my husband would be shocked like that I'm crying, and he understand why. So he actually suggested that I go to some like kind of therapist, someone to talk to, but I just didn't want to. I don't know why, but I didn't want to, so I didn't go. I mostly talk to him about it. And yeah, so during the day when I have to take care of Zoe and I feel like crying, I just try to control it because I don't want Zoe to see, because every time Zoe see me cry, she sometimes cry as well. So it happened once and I didn't want that to happen again, so that's why I ask her now to watch iPad in the other bedroom, because I didn't want her to see me cry, because I know that when I talk about it I cry. And yeah, so the thing is, after that miscarriage, my immune system was down. I have like hives everywhere, and I will be posting it here. I got like hives for the whole month and a half. Hives everywhere in my body. It was itchy, it was so uncomfortable. My immune system was down completely up until now, because in my whole life here in Czech Republic, I don't get sick unless I was pregnant. When I'm pregnant, I'm sick all the time. But then that's their indication. My family here in Czech Republic knows that I'm pregnant because I'm sick. After the miscarriage, I am so often sick. So we asked that to the doctor, and they said like it's completely common to some women who experience the miscarriage to have their immune system a little bit down than they have before. And I have that up until now. Actually, I am sick a lot. My body still thinks that I'm pregnant because I didn't have the bleeding, no nothing, no pain, just a complete common symptoms of pregnancy I'm feeling. And that's why we didn't know that I already lost the baby. And they said it's miscarriage because it went up to 11 weeks of pregnancy, 11 weeks count of pregnancy, even though the baby already stopped growing by week 7, 8, something like that. Mine was, it stopped at 8 weeks. So I was also searching online, and the reason why I'm doing this is because after when it happened, I keep searching on the internet what it was, because I didn't really understand what it was, what happened, and I don't see much. So I just decided maybe now is a good time, since I am also like a little bit like comfortable talking about it. So I thought I'd share this story of mine and how it went, and that what happened after that, after I had a miscarriage. So I just thought that people might be able to understand that they are not the only ones that went through it, that there are so many of us actually went through it. I've watched some videos over the internet on YouTube about this type of situation, about the pregnancy, the miscarriage, the miscarriage. So yeah, I just thought like I also made this one because a lot of people like search for it. I mean, like I want someone to see this story because I know that it will not help them feel better, but it will help them know that they are not alone, that went through this situation. And if they are still sad about it or like cry about it, that they are not alone, because as you can see, I still cry about it. And it happened year 2016. And I think some people who didn't, some ladies out there who did not go through the miscarriage will be thinking like, oh, this is overacting. Why would she cry about it? It's very common to have miscarriage and all that. I don't think they would understand until it happened to them, or they experience something like that, because I also don't understand why I'm feeling this, like I'm sad and cry when I talk about it. But it's because, you know, like knowing that you have someone in there growing, and then in a snap they tell you that it's gone, and you don't even get to see it, like to know what it was, if it's a girl or a boy. Just knowing that you were so excited about some additional member of the family, and it was just instantly gone and just take it from you. Or I don't know, I didn't blame anyone for that, because nobody knows why it happened. But yeah, just made this video just because I just want those who experience this to know that they are not alone, that somebody out here are experiencing the same just like me. And this story experience telling here, because yeah, I don't mean to give you all the bad vibes or the sad vibes from watching me doing this, but I just thought that I'm ready to talk about it, and I did it, and hopefully it will help me not to cry too much about it anymore when I think about it or remember it. I'm pretty sure that it will take me again at least a week or so to forget that it happened, because it's again in a circle. It comes and go, it comes and go. There is no end to it. So I'm so sorry that I make everyone sad probably, but I'm fine now. I'm happy that we have Zoe and Adam. And yeah, so thank you all guys for watching. And if you have had any experience about your pregnancy or miscarriage, or if you have question about it, specific question, please comment down below. If you experience miscarriage like me and you want to talk about it, you can comment down below. We will talk about it. Yeah, so thank you all guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.